Welcome back to Studio Chatter. With the internet being a part of just about everyone's life, the ways in which we can make money have sure changed, and Chelsea helps teach people how to take advantage of these changes. So just before we went into this break, I wonder, because there is such a business aspect to what you do now, are you even able to enjoy how everything started? I mean, do you just get to kick back in the kitchen now and make a recipe and just, really just enjoy how it all started?
I mean, it's still a passion and I still love it, but it's definitely a job. There's really hard aspects. It's, when I first started, it was kind of I'll just make whatever I want and, take a few pictures. And there was obviously always I was still thinking about it business minded, but now with the amount of traffic and the followers I have, it's very, everything I do is very strategic and trying to rank on Google or do, make a recipe that will specifically do well on social media. It's not necessarily everything I make, I love and totally stand behind, but it's very strategic instead of more passionate.
And it's fall time, so what's going to go right now
so
today?
Pumpkin recipes are just really hot. And so I have to create pumpkin recipes. And I'm actually I was testing pumpkin back in July. So it's, several months. I'm doing Christmas right now. So it's just being prepared for that. And that's, of course it's fun, but it's a lot of work. And testing it, multiple times and working to try and get the best recipe for my site. So I gain trust with readers. And so it's not just I just made this and here's kind of what I did. Pumpkin. I try and make my recipes,
but then
very precise.
You team up with Heinz when we talked, or a cherry grower, or you've been in New Orleans. How are you picking places and how are they supporting you?
Okay, so that's kind of one stream of income on my site, and that's called a sponsored post. And so how that happens is basically a brand will reach out to me. And so, for example, you mentioned Heinz. They created a new mayonnaise product. And so they said, this is hitting the shelves in a couple months and we want it to fly off the shelves. So we want it to do really well. Oh. And so is this a fit for your brand? And so I created a recipe using Heinz. I shared it out on my social media. And that's really how we get the name an influencer. I'm influencing my readers to purchase the product and use it in my recipe.
Gotcha. So do you say I want to try that first and make sure that you like the product so that you know, okay, yeah.
I mean, it's really important to me. I've gained trust with my readers over years and years, so I don't want to, void that trust. I get several offers a day, and lots of readers, that don't realize how much I turn down to only do the ones that I say are a good fit for my brand, something that I can stand behind, because I'm not going to promote something that I don't stand behind, because people are making
then people may not like
decisions.
That, right?
For what to purchase and what they think is good.
I love that you said that, though, because I would have just thought, you're having Heinz or cherries reach out, but you're I'm turning down several and I'm only picking the ones that I feel good about.
Yeah. I mean, similar to, I think most influencers and bloggers get, just hundreds of offers. And if it's just not a good fit, you just don't want to, you value that trust with your readers more than anything. And so you don't want to just promote whatever, is getting thrown at you.
Right.
So how many do you have on your staff now?
So I have one full-time employee, and then I have freelance projects. So I have a company that makes my recipes into videos and edits those videos. I have an ad management company that manages all the ads on my website. My husband does all the accounting, and he collaborates with the brands and gets me a contract. So I don't have to, deal with that side of it. And then other freelance work just here and there, helping, I have a guy that helps me with emails and how to make the emails better, and a guy that helps me with search engine optimization.
This is a
getting
ton.
And that's really wise, because you're using people that know that part of the business, so that you're not trying to do it all and figure it out.
Because I don't have the time.
Use a professional to do that.
And they're better at that than me. That's not my talent or my skill set, and there's people that have that skill set.
Yours is the cooking, so allow that to be your skill set.
Okay, so I have the $1 million question. How on earth does a blogger make money?
Okay. That is a really good question. Probably the most frequently asked question I get. So I talked about sponsored posts. Companies will pay, and that's probably my second biggest stream of income.
Okay.
We charge, a certain amount to be on my website, or some brands, get a package to just be on my Instagram. And that's what my husband all manages. And it's really nice.
So to put an ad on there,
negotiates.
They could be paid, they pay you, or to use their product. Then
to
they
use
pay
my
you.
product.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't let them have an ad on my site.
Okay.
So it's Heinz paid for me to create a product, which I disclosed to my readers that I was paid for that post and for that, all of the commentary is mine, but they paid for that placement of me creating that recipe with their product.
That makes sense.
And some brands just do like one Instagram post, so it doesn't even go on my website, but like will pay for me to post on Instagram. So that's probably like the second biggest. The biggest stream of income are ads. And so that's, you know, every time someone goes to my website, there's an ad served, and I am making money off those ad impressions. So really the trick there is to just get as many viewers and as many people going to my site, because that directly impacts how much I make. And so the more people I get, the more money I make from the ads being served on the site. And so, you know, the trick is there to create really high quality content, get, you know, readers, get it out on social media, get people to my website. And it's free for everyone, you know, viewing it, but I'm making money off the advertisers that are putting on there, you know, ads on my site.
Wow.
So I think what maybe people don't understand is you have an obligation also. Like, it's not just something you wake up and decide, I'm going to be like a blogger, influencer today, and I'm going to just do this thing, right? Like, once you step into it and
if you really want to be successful, you're all the way in.
Like, you have an obligation to do this. It's just not something you decide to do one day and start posting on social media, and it just happens overnight.
It's such a huge misconception, because people are like, oh, you snap a shot of your food with an iPhone, and I'm like, oh, I wish. Like, no, it's like,
it's really
full-time job for many people. It's a full-time job. It takes a village. Like, it's just, it's a lot of work, and it's very like strategic. It's not just, you know, oh, I made this for dinner, you know.
So say someone is interested in going to this field. They have something they're passionate about. Let's just say, per se, my decorating. What is then the next step that they should take? Okay, I love this. Like, where do you go? Where would you tell them to start?
You know, I would probably tell them to start writing a couple posts and not even publishing it, and just see how that goes for them. Like, creating a full post just in like a doc, you know, Word doc.
Like a blog type
Like
post.
a blog.
Okay.
And actually see if they still have the passion for that. You know, making full posts, like taking the photos, setting up the photos, editing those photos, and then writing all the copy for it. And just seeing like...
that part I don't like. That's probably why I don't post on social media.
You need to hire that person. You just need Mallory.
Hire a writer. No, but you know, I always say, like, you know, and I have some friends that are in YouTube, and they're always like, before I give advice to someone, I say, create a video and tell me how it goes for you. Because, you know, it seems so easy on the surface, but if you get into it, you're like, okay, maybe I hate this.
Right.
And if you don't hate it and you love it, then there's next steps to go. You know, I've written a book that details, you know, how to scale a business, how to make money on it. And so I'd say, you know, if you actually have that passion, like you think you do, like for all the aspects, and even if, I mean, I don't necessarily love writing, all of them, you know, but like if you just have enough drive and passion to do it, then there's definitely next steps, and you can be successful.
And so you wrote a book kind of detailing this.
Right, I did.
And what's the name of that?
So it's How I Made $40,000 my first year of blogging. And so it details like how I grew it and how much money I made each month. It's kind of like the idea of the income reports. And so I shared each month like how, you know, the first month I made like $20 or whatever, you know, and then each month.
This would be super interesting to me to read that.
You love that kind of stuff.
I do.
So it's fascinating. It's just like the business side of it. Yeah.
We'll post the ebook where they can find that.
Yeah.
I think it was super smart for your husband also to say, so if you really want to do this, honey,
right? Like the business plan,
the business plan, and make
and let me know how passionate you are about it.
And that's a huge thing, because you know, if I hadn't done that, I clearly wouldn't have had the drive to do the other things. And he was very specific what he wanted. Like, I think it ended up being like 10 pages long. Like, he was like, I want to know this, you know. And so that is, you know,
which
big
I think is really important, because so many people nowadays, I feel like they're just like, oh, that's easy, I want to try it.
Right.
Put in all this money to buy a camera or whatever, and then don't really.
Or open up a boutique, for example, because you like clothes.
Right.
Yeah.
And may not know anything else that it takes to run it.
It's awesome, because it's just like a disconnect. Like, you have the passion and you love it and it's great, but then there's this other side that you just don't necessarily see, and it's hard to be passionate sometimes on that side, you know, on the business side, if you don't love it.
It's so true. It's just huge misconception.
There is, yeah.
So what do you guys think? What are some things that you guys see out there that how on earth are people making money? Like, that's different from 30 to 50 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think I shared my story that I went to an affiliate conference, just because you hear these stories of like 20-something-year-olds sitting in their basements, like fulfilling orders for Amazon, and you're like, what? Like, how? What?
Well, or like my son, they love Fortnite, and these people are getting paid for to watch them game all day long. And then the 16-year-old kid that won the Fortnite championship, $1 million. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a place in our I think that our world is more technology
Absolutely.
pushed, I guess.
Or influencing
we have to
or
embrace
blogging,
that.
but yes,
But yeah, just even on social media, there's people that are making full-time incomes off just Instagram, just Facebook, like just,
Just
like I
being
said,
an
affiliate
influencer.
marketing. Like I make money off of that, just if you put in a link and people
but
click
the
on it,
way
they
that
make
you just
money.
put it into perspective, and kudos to you for like,
You're so driven. You would be
yes.
successful at whatever you did. Just listening to you, you can sense that you're driven and you're passionate and you want to be successful. So even, I mean, if you were a school teacher, for example, you would be
the best.
the best school teacher because you're just
You guys are
you can feel that from
But
us.
it's truly hard work. Like it just doesn't happen
Right.
overnight.
It doesn't, right.
So amazing. Good for you.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun. Like
So
it's
we
great.
need to think some studio chatter thoughts. We need to start getting some advertisers, maybe like Clegg's Auto.
Yes.
We need to write up a business plan.
Pizza.
Yes.
Maybe you're coming to help
Sponsoring
Studio
us.
Chatter.
Yes, he's
yeah, we
awesome.
need this to go big, Chelsea.
He's awesome.
We want to be the next Today Show.
You write the
Yes.
plan.
Oh boy, no. I'll pay for someone to write the plan
I'll
for
just
us.
be a taste tester. I'm just good with that. There you go.
Okay.
Chelsea, this
We'll
is
read
really
the book, then we'll start the
incredible.
plan.
Oh, thank you.
Do we have more
fast.
time? Can we ask
That was
about
just
recipes?
a really,
Oh,
really
yes.
great
Well, I
lesson.
was looking at your website. I followed the link, and I love that in your recipes, like you kind of do the breakdown, but then she has pictures of like each step, which I love that because you're like, am I getting to the right place? Does this look the same as what she's asking me
Right.
to do in the
At each
recipe?
step.
I love that. And then,
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me. Something else I liked is then she says, like at the bottom, like worried about the heat. You can do this. Worried about low fat milk, and like the change ups that you can do to your recipes
Right.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that you're like, now don't stir the bread. I'm
Yes.
like, is that the recipe that
Don't over-mix it,
Yeah,
or-
don't overmix
yeah.
it. I'm like, well, that could have been the problem for 30 years. Just put the blender on and then doing the dishes
Right.
and coming back. So I'm like, okay, focus. Like,
Because that's gonna like overactivate the gluten in the flour, and it's gonna give you like a tougher, denser bread. Flour doesn't want to be overmixed in like a quick bread. Obviously, in a yeast bread, it does, and so there's just different, tips
Tidbit.
that really help.
Okay,
people
tell
be
us
more
some of your
successful.
favorite recipes really quick. Just like a couple, throw them out there because we only have a minute.
We're out of time.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, there's too many. Probably my favorite recipe. I love vegetables, so I have a roasted sweet potato burrito bowls, and it's like a vegetarian. Super weird, I know, but it's like my favorite
No,
thing.
it
We make
sounds
it like once a week.
delish.
My
Wow.
husband loves it, and he's a meat lover.
Okay.
It's just got like a really yummy like chili powder sauce on it, roasted sweet potatoes over rice, avocado. Like it's my favorite. We have it.
Gonna try
And
it?
you feel good eating it, right? Like it's
Like it
it's one of
doesn't
those
sit
things-
heavy in
Yeah,
ya.
it
Yeah.
just feel good. It's fresh, light. That's probably my favorite like meal.
now I want to go.
All right. We are no question, and you're coming back. Okay. There's more
Chelsea.
studio chatter coming up.